I'm with Father Russell McDougall from Tantur. Now, Father Russell, what is Tantur?
The Tantur Ecumenical Institute is a center for theological research, encounter, and dialogue that was founded in the years just after the Second Vatican Council in the wake of meetings that Pope Paul had had with a variety of Christian leaders, with Patriarch Athenagoras here in Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives, with Protestant church leaders and theologians who were present at the Second Vatican Council, participating in the discussions of the council. And together they dreamed of having a center here in Jerusalem that could be a place of study and dialogue, allowing Christians that come from all the different churches to work through some of the issues that continue to divide us and be sources of tension. So that's what Tantur has been about since the doors were opened in 1972.
And what sort of person would come here to Tantur?
We get scholars who come, academic researchers, professors, teachers who are involved in theological research. We also get pastors, clergy from the different churches who come for an encounter with the land, the Holy Land, the scriptures that were born here, and with the peoples who live here now. Clergy who come to also encounter one another, to learn more about the Eastern churches in particular, because many of the people who come here would come from more of the Western Christian traditions, and so here in Jerusalem they're able to encounter the great diversity of the Christian presence here and learn something about Eastern liturgy and spirituality and theology as well. We also get committed lay people, teachers, who come without the expectation that this experience will help them in their teaching.
Do they get the chance to meet local people, both Arab and Jews?
They do, yes, because through our programs, we also introduce them not only to the varieties of Christianity that are present here, but also the diversity of Jewish communities as well, and Muslim communities. And in the different excursions, they meet with local communities, have a chance to encounter both local Christians, local Jews and Muslims, and their leaders, and an opportunity to visit synagogues, mosques, participate in worship services as well, so that they're learning something at an experiential level as well.
What sort of programs do you run here?
Well, we have programs taking place on a variety of different levels. We get researchers who come here for shorter, longer periods as part of the sabbaticals that they might have from their universities. We get doctoral students who come to use us as a base as they are writing their dissertations. We have continuing education programs for clergy and laity that range in length from 3 weeks to 3 months, that foster an encounter on a number of different levels with the land, its history, its present realities. We also have a number of programs that we house for the University of Notre Dame. Undergraduates come here to study abroad for a semester. They come here for summer programs, for spring and fall break programs. We also get master's students who come to do internships in peace studies as well. And then we also open our doors to local groups. There aren't very many places here in Jerusalem where Jews and Christians and Muslims all feel safe coming together, but Tantur is one of those places. So we get groups like Kids for Peace, Seeds for Peace, Combatants for Peace that bring Israelis and Palestinians together as well for dialogue and building up of relationships and friendships.
Is that important to you, seeing Palestinians and Israelis coming together?
Yeah, because part of what Tantur has been about from the beginning is to be a place where people with different religious, theological convictions can come together in an atmosphere of mutual respect in order to speak about those differences honestly and frankly. And so opening our doors to the wider community in order to foster dialogue and reconciliation is important to us.
You have people coming here for research. Are they looking at the land and finding out history to help them to understand for the future?
A lot of the researchers who come here would tend to be Christian theologians whose work has some kind of ecumenical import. I think the Christian researchers who come here come because their projects are related to the goal of fostering closer relationships among Christians. That's our primary mission. We do get biblical scholars who come for obvious reasons, because to do their work here and to be able to learn about the land and to allow the physical geography of this place illuminate their research makes a lot of sense. But I think the scholars who come here are coming mostly because their work has significance for Christian ecumenism and for building bridges and relationships, building communion among Christians.
Coming here to study, does this really open up the Bible when you're here in the land?
Of course, yeah. To be able to walk the land of the prophets, to walk the land where Jesus walked, I think most people find very meaningful. You can't open the pages of Scripture without then being able to visualize the different settings that are being described. And I think that makes a real difference in the way that people understand the history and the stories of the Bible.
Do you have people coming here from around the world?
We do. Most of the people who come here come from English-speaking countries. So the U.S. and Australia in particular are where we get the greatest numbers of people from, but also Canada, Britain, Ireland, New Zealand, and English-speaking countries. So we also get people from India, Bangladesh, Singapore, Hong Kong, English-speaking countries in Africa, and so on.
Are you able to actually go out onto the field to study when you're studying?
Yeah, all of our programs involve excursions out, so visiting places of historical interest, also current political interest as well. So it's an encounter with the land, its history, its present realities.
How long have you been here, and why did you come here?
I've been here for 3 years now, and I came because my own studies have been focused on Scripture. So to be able to continue to work with and explore the Scriptures and the land that gave birth to the Scriptures is incredibly rich for me. And ecumenical and interfaith friendships have been important in my own ministry as a priest. And so to be able to contribute in a modest way to ecumenical and interfaith dialogue was an exciting possibility for me.
And what's your prayer finally for this place, for Tantur, for the future?
I hope that Tantur can continue to be and continue to become a place where serious ecumenical conversation takes place, where Christians of different confessions can come together to work through the kind of questions that continue at times to be sources of tension between us, and to be a place too where men and women of different faiths can come together for encounter and to be able to achieve mutual understanding of the differences and to be able to respect one another even with our differences.
Okay, Father Russell, thank you very much.
Thank you.